So how do you market something that doesn't exist? Well, you just saw it. That's pretty interesting. Now, first off, disease doesn't exist. But and the way we want to start off, are symptoms there? Absolutely. Absolutely symptoms are there. But just to categorize a symptom as a disease doesn't make sense. Now, first off, when you look at these, and these are the top-selling drugs, cholesterol, heartburn, is high cholesterol a disease? Or is it the body adapting to certain stressors in the environment? So do you know somebody that has high cholesterol? Raise your hand if you know someone that has it. Okay, don't sit next to those people. You can catch it. Wait, no, that's crazy. You can't catch high cholesterol, can you? Okay, you can't catch heartburn. Or is this the body adapting to certain circumstances? So now let's change that thinking to where your body is intelligent and it gives symptoms for a reason. Now, since we're spending, now this is in billions of dollars. We're spending a lot of money on medications, yes or yes? Yeah, huge, huge. Let's just see how healthy we are. Okay, now just comparing. Which one of these up here had the highest infant mortality rate? Now, before you answer, let's find out what infant mortality is. This is the ability of a child to survive 2 years. Guess which one had the worst outcome of children dying?
Africa.
No, U.S.
Yeah.
The United States.
They aren't up there.
They're not up there, okay, that was kind of me cheating. Okay, but I want you, it was, but understand, there's so many people that think that we have the healthiest country in the world because we have, and that's not true. That's not true, we're making stuff up. Now here, the ultimate, what health is optimal cell function. Health is not lack of symptoms, and in fact, when you look at this chart, on the back of this chart, this is going to be very, very clear in a couple of minutes. Health is not a lack of symptoms. If I have a brick and I drop it on my foot, it would hurt, okay, and I would scream, right? If I had stage 4 syphilis or type 1 diabetes, dropped it on my foot, I wouldn't feel it at all. So symptoms are a clue to how your body's function. Does that make sense? This is going to be very, very clear in a couple of minutes, but health isn't lack of symptoms or having the same blood test. What you're going to find out now, health is optimal cell function. This is a body adapting to different environmental stimulus. And cells, you've got 70 trillion of those cells. Those cells, in fact, look like this. So your body's ability to fight cancer goes on this cell to recognize the pathogen, build the appropriate proteins, and destroy it. Your body's ability to regulate blood pressure goes on this to regulate the sensations of its environment, whether it should open up blood vessels or constrict blood vessels. Your body's ability to deal with asthma or congestive heart failure or rebuilding your tissue all boils down to the health of the cells. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So optimal health is optimal cell function. And that sickness is lack of cell function. And this is not, Joe's disease or fibromyalgia or anything else. Health is optimal cell function. Sickness is lack of optimal cell function. Okay, now it sounds like I'm doing something, but let's look at this. Start understanding that these diseases that I put up here, high blood pressure, is that a disease or the body adapting? Are those cells in that body who have a higher blood pressure adapting to deficiency or toxicity? Yes or yes? Because that's what disease comes from. Now, type 2 diabetes, we know that that's 95% of all diabetics out there. We know that's 100% correctable. And in fact, there's several clinics around the country, one in Arizona, one in Newport Beach, and this one here, that people get off of diabetes medications within 4 days. And within 30 days of going raw, you can cure that one. And that's been study after study after study. This is not something that needs to be treated. High cholesterol is the body adapting to tissue damage and stress. It's from deficiency or toxicity. Does that make sense? Can you catch any of these?
No.
No. Are they contagious?
Maybe depression.
Maybe depression is contagious, yes. I know. I was married once too. No. No. Cancer. Okay. You can't catch this stuff. okay? You can't catch these things, okay? What I'm talking about is the difference between a disease. Like if you have gangrene, that comes from Pseudomonas aeruginosa in a weakened tissue. We know that we can take that bacterium out, put it in healthy tissue, and you'll see it grow. Okay, so we know what the cause of it is. All of these are from deficiency or toxicity. Now this is huge because you can change these symptoms by giving medications to change it. Does that make the person healthier or sicker? Well, first off, how did they get blood pressure? Anybody know what normal blood pressure is?
What they say.
120/80.
120/80. 120/80, because that's normal for everybody.
No.
It doesn't matter if you smoke cigarettes for 40 years, you have atherosclerosis, you happen to be 85 years old, you happen to be 12 years old. No, that's ridiculous, okay? But in this world of diagnoses, and this is our healthcare system now, and thank goodness it's bankrupt in the country so we can change it. Otherwise it never would have been changed. What happens is, if your blood pressure is high, and how they get it is they took an average, and they said the first number 120, the second number 80. Okay, and this is what we find in healthy people. So this means young, healthy people without disease typically have a blood pressure of 120/80. Now let's say that you're in this chart, let's say you eat a lot of fast food. You take one step closer to the bad part. Let's say you eat a lot of, you have a choice between water and soda, you always choose the Diet Dr. Pepper. Okay, let's say that you don't drink enough water, you eat fast food, and you decide not to exercise. The magnet in the couch gets you, okay? Now, with poor diet, poor nutrition, poor exposure, poor exercise, your arteries are not going to be full, your blood is going to be a little bit thicker, blood pressure has to go up. So now what they're saying, in this field, since your body's adapting to those toxic circumstances, that if I give you a beta blocker or an ACE inhibitor or a diuretic, something that forces your blood pressure down, that puts you in this healthy category?
Not necessarily.
No, that's foolish. That's foolish, it's unscientific, we don't do that stuff anymore. Let's find out. First off, does darkness exist?
Yes.
No, it doesn't.
Absolutely.
Smart. This is the whole difference. Okay, like right now, you can see that that corner is darker than this light. Okay, can you sweep that darkness out? Can you put it in a bucket, spread it around? Can I shine darkness on you? No. Darkness is just lack of light. Darkness doesn't exist. I can measure light. I can measure the photons. I can measure the waves. I can measure the energy. I can measure the intensity. I can focus it. I can see its light interaction. But darkness in itself doesn't exist. Sickness doesn't exist. It's the body adapting to environmental circumstances. This is a radically different view. So if you have pain, it's not, oh my gosh, I need the Motrin. You have high blood pressure, it's not, oh my gosh, I need the beta blocker. It's why is your body giving that? What are you toxic in, or what are you deficient in? Does that make sense? Yes or yes? Okay. Now here, you don't do sick, you actually have to get it. You have to actually earn it. It's not something that happens. Now, lifestyle choices will determine deficiency or toxicity. Now this is huge. High blood pressure, cholesterol, leg swelling, pain, depression, diabetes 1 and 2, cancer, indigestion, ADD, autism, headaches, infections. These are not diseases. These are reactions to your body from deficiency or toxicity. Say yes if you understand that. Yes, okay, good. Because what we want to do, we want to get this clear. Now medications, we got a challenge in the current medical climate of taking symptoms and giving a medication. So now here's a challenge I got to give you. Okay, now first off, you got to find out if a medication is effective. Now, will one drug work the exact same on everybody?
No.
No. In fact, some people it's going to have a positive effect. Some people it's not going to have much of an effect. Some people it will kill. Some people it won't do much of anything. Okay, that's why if you look at the side effect of muscle relaxants, guess what the side effect is? It's muscle spasms. Okay, typically every drug that they give, they actually cause it in some people. So what we do is we do an efficacy. What that is we test this on humans, and we find out the percentage of people that it helps, the percentage of the people it doesn't help, the percentage of people it's extremely toxic to, and the percentage of people that it's deadly to. These are called side effects. Okay?